What's up guys, Obito here. Welcome to the second part of my Pirate Rumble beginner, intermediate, in-depth guide. And yeah, let's continue where we left off. So we talked about this home screen and the functions and how Pirate Rumble worked in general in the last video. And yeah, this time we'll go into team building. So yeah, let's go to setup and attack. Because you will get taken to this screen automatically when you first start Pirate Rumble, and yeah, this is one of my tag teams I'm using right now, but let's not focus on that. I will take this slot here, actually select all, and then just get rid of it for the moment. So, you can see here that a team consists out of 8 units. There's 5 units in the main team and 3 units on the bench, and you should have a total cost of maximum 300. You cannot go higher. So legends cost 55, rare recruits 30, boosted Pirate Rumble units 35, and Pirate Rumble rare recruits, which you can pull from Sugos, cost 20. And yeah, you can fill in your team with how many units of each kind that you want, but you cannot access the cost of 300. So for example, you can play 5 legends, but obviously then you cannot get many more good units on the bench, and you can also mix the teams around a bit so you can fit more units in, but then maybe the team lacks in power. So yeah, that's the team building aspect of the game. If you have actually no idea about the game and you don't really care, press the auto edit button and just play your game, because the auto edit button just lets you puts the best units from your box into the team, but it doesn't take things into consideration, so the teams will almost always be horrible. And so yeah, don't do it if you want to have a good time playing Pirate Rumble. Okay, if you see the status button down here, you can see that our unit that I have put in for now, you can see the HP value, the attack value and the recovery value, and also the combat power below. And yeah, if you press on status, actually, the unit will change around, and now you see the Pirate Rumble special level, the Pirate Rumble passive ability level, and the defense and the speed of the unit. So what do these stats actually mean? The special level is, yeah, every good Pirate Rumble unit or legend has a special, and after a certain time in the fight, the special will go off, and the higher the special level, the more damage and the more effects it will have. So essentially the same as in the real game. For the passive, it's the same. The higher the passive, the better the stats. And yeah, defense means that if you're getting attacked by your opponent and your defense is high, you are taking less damage, obviously. And you can build around with a few teams. You can build very high def teams that almost take no damage, and yeah, that's the defense stat. And you should always try to put your high defense units in the tank spots of a team, and you should put your low defense units not in the tank spot, actually. So yeah, I'll show you this later when we have finished building the team, but yeah, that's that for now. I will now, wait, I mispressed there. I wanted to hold because I wanted to show you that. So if you hold on the unit, you can see all the Pirate Rumble stat that the unit has. So in detail, you see HP, ATK, recovery, def and speed on the top right. Also the cost and which style of unit that is. That really doesn't help you much, because if a unit has high def, it's obviously a tank. If not, it's like a bruiser or something. So yeah, you can figure it out for yourself. You don't need this help from the game. And yeah, if I press on Rumble special, you can see here that he has a special that deals a bit of damage and targets free spirits teammates for attack up and def up, and enemies, what, for attack up and def up. Okay, yeah, attack up and def up. And you see this is level 1. And if you level it and go to level 10, instead of dealing 0.45 damage, it deals 0.65 damage, which is obviously way better. And it also gives you attack up level 3 and def up level 3. So that is just a higher buff. All of the things like def up, speed up, attack up are buffs. And if this unit uses the special, it will buff your team. And obviously def up level 3 is a better buff than def up level 1. That's for his special. Rumble ability, that's the passive that will only be active as long as a unit is in your main team. If a unit is on your bench, the passive will not be active unless a unit in the main team dies and the bench unit replaces it, and then the passive of the bench unit will come active. But before that, only passives of the main team are active. And so he has a passive that Free Spirit class teammates gain attack up level 5 and crit up level 2. And yeah, that's not a really good special, or not a really good passive, I should say, because many people in the beginning of Pirate Rumble made the mistake of building high attack teams with crit and something like that. But these teams in general are very squishy, and you should rather try to find either teams that are squishy but super quick and kill your opponent very fast, or teams that are very slow, have high def and just don't die. But this just attack up and yeah, getting more damage to normal attacks and building up one big attack, it's just not working. It's just not working. Okay, that's for his passive. Then the next is the behavior pattern. The behavior pattern shows you what a unit will do on the battlefield. So like I said, you cannot control your units. They will automatically attack when it's their turn. And so this unit will do a power attack, which is a stronger attack than normal. Then the next time it's his turn, he will heal the teammates in range level 1. So that's small range. So he will just heal the teammates that are standing around him. And then he will do a power attack. And then he will again do a power attack, because he will just repeat this attacking pattern. So yeah, that's how this unit behaves. Target priority. Target priority means what unit does this unit always attack. And so yeah, there's a bit of RNG in the game, but many things are actually set like this. So he will always target closest enemies and never target someone at the back. So that is maybe important for you, because in some occasions, if you have a unit that targets a unit in the back of the opponent, more often than not it will stay there, and then it can mess around with your formation, which can make it easier for you to dodge some attacks from your opponent. Or for tanks more often than not have this, that they attack a unit and then stay there, and that will make it very hard for your opponent to get an AoE attack on your whole team. So yeah, that's what target priority means. And then for the last thing, it's resistance. Resistance could be all kinds of things. This unit has a chance of 50% to evade paralysis. So yeah, there are units that have specials that inflict paralysis to you, or special bind, action bind, whatever. And obviously there are units who are resistant to stuff like that. And yeah, this is listed in the resistance. Yeah, and at the top you can see it's a Free Spirit fighter character, and it's a dual unit. Always beware, I don't think that many people know this. If you have a unit that is a quick and strength unit, all buffs that you will have in a quick or strength team will not benefit them, because in Pirate Rumble they are a colorless unit. So the types still work, so yeah, they are Free Spirit and fighter, but they have no color. They are neutral and they will not benefit from any color buffs, so don't forget that, that's really important. Okay, so let's try to build a team. I press the select all button, and then I take out this unit. And actually, at the moment, it's a slasher meter. There are very, very many good slasher teams, and so you should also try to build a team. If you have Roger and Odin, there are many good teams, which I will link to you in the description of the video, so yeah, you can check that out. It's another video I made where I almost showed every slasher variant and what matchup is good for them in Pirate Rumble, and yeah, be sure to check that out. And if you don't have them, no problem. At the beginning, you cannot expect, if you start Pirate Rumble or start a new account, that you will beat everyone right away. It's just about having a decent team, finding opponents you can beat, and you can do that without having a completely meta team, right? So yeah, let me, for example, filter for slashers here. If I do that, I find many, and then filter for combat power, which actually means you will see units that maybe are already good in Pirate Rumble as a base character, or you have leveled up with special level or something, because don't forget this, for Pirate Rumble everything counts except support abilities. So if you have a unit rainbowed, it's good, special level, sockets, everything. If a unit is maxed out, it will automatically deal more damage, be more resistant, and so on and so forth. So make sure that the team that you are using, all of the units are fully limit breaked, rainbowed if you can, special maxed, so on and so forth. The only thing you don't have to take into consideration is support effects. You don't need to worry about that. And so yeah, for this purpose I will pick a team that maybe more people have if they missed Roger and Olden, because I think Shank's crew is a unit that was available so often, and yeah, I think many people might have him. Kizaru is very old. He was in the metal shop, I think, recently. You could potentially have him. Maybe this Doflamingo, because he is also in the metal shop. And yeah, what can we take here? Carrot and maybe Dogstorm, because they are older units. So yeah, this would be already a very good team for a beginner that can beat many teams in the exhibition and on the lower ranks, and you can still get all your dailies done and have your wins and so on. And yeah, look at this team consisting of 5 units, and yeah, you click on the statues and you see that from these units I've maxed them out completely except for Carrot and Inu Arashi, just because I haven't used these 2 units that often myself, because I have used other units. But if you press it, you can see here the defense of the units, and you will notice that Shank's crew and Doflamingo have exceptionally high defense. If you press that again, you can see the HP, and there you can see that Shank's crew also has a lot of HP, but the defense that Doflamingo provides is so immense that I would almost advise you to pick him as the tank. If you don't have the Doflamingo, just use Shank's crew, or if you have V2 Rayleigh as well. He's not a slasher, but he's a rainbow character for PvP. You can use him as well, and then build your team accordingly. And yeah, in these lineups there are some different patterns how units are standing at the start of a battle. And yeah, there's an attacking lineup and a def lineup, and yeah, I'll be back with you shortly to show you something. Yeah, and this is it, guys. So on the left you see the lineup of your team in the attack, and on the right you can see the lineup of your team in the defense. And so build your teams accordingly to this. So for our example, we should put Doflamingo on position 3, Shank's crew on position 2, because these are the 2 tank spots, because they are the spots closest to the opponent and more likely to being attacked. And in position 5 we should do our damage dealer, which is Inu Arashi in this team, and he should be there. And yeah, in a defense team you would put your 3 tanks on position 1, 2 and 3, and on position 5 you would put maybe an intermediate unit, a mix out of tank and damage dealer, and on position 4 you would put your main damage dealer in the defense team. And yeah, that's it. It's pretty easy. but I thought it would be better for you if you could see it like this, because it is easier to visualize. Now we're back in game, and yeah, you can now see again our team. And yeah, if we build it accordingly, actually we just have to switch Kizaru and Shanks' crew, and now we have our both tanks with Doflamingo and Shanks' crew on position 2 and 3, and we have our damage dealer with Inuarashi already in position 5, Carrot as an intermediate unit, and Kizaru as an intermediate unit in position 1 and 4. And yeah, it's important that you have units in your team that have specials that do something good. For example, like dealing high amounts of damage, there's fixed damage, there's ATK multiplier damage, there's all sorts of things. So for example, if you press on that Kizaru here, he has a special that will deal 4 enemies and 1 times damage to all of them, and it's a very quick special. It has a CT of 15, that means after 15 seconds in the match he will go off if it's his turn, so that can still vary if he's not on his turn. And yeah, and this Carrot, for example, doesn't have an ATK multiplier special. If I could press on her normally, which I most likely cannot, her special deals a fixed amount of damage. And so the difference is, at the end of the game, obviously attack multiplier specials will be a lot better if there's no defense on the opposing team, just because in general they deal more damage, but fixed damage completely ignores death. So that's the reason why a team with these fixed damage slashers with Roger, Odin, and also Carrot was in that team for a while as well, if you were missing some units, is so good, just because you cannot build a death team against it. It just has high death, because they will just do fixed damage and don't care about your death at all. And so yeah, there's many different ways to build, but for now I think this is it. This is in general for a beginner, I think, a good overview how this game functions in attack team building. And yeah, on the third part, the next video, I will talk to you about how to build dev teams, what dev teams are supposed to do, and I will also talk to you about Gather Island and about the single matches. So yeah, have a nice day guys, I hope this helped you, and see you in the next video.